Royval inflicted the first defeat on Taira. The experience took its toll. The UFC Vegas 98 tournament took place in Las Vegas, USA on October 12th. In the main event of the event, the former contender for the title of UFC champion in the lightest division, Brandon Royval, defeated the Japanese Tatsuro Taira by a split decision of the judges. For Taira, this defeat was the first in the professionals. We suggest that you work with us to figure out what was missing for the Japanese, who was considered a clear favorite in this pair before the start of the fight. Exchange of rounds. Royval started the fight well. In the starting segment, the American fighter processed his opponent in a stand, attacking with both hands and feet. In the second round, Taira changed the course of the fight. This was facilitated by the struggle of the Japanese. He scored a takedown and control in the stalls, which lasted more than 4 minutes. In the third segment, it seemed that Royval had found the keys to the Japanese defense. Brandon simply beat Tatsuro and at one point even drove his head into the canvas. At the end of the round, Brandon wanted to do an armbar, but Tatsuro miraculously got out, also taking his back. Moreover, the Japanese even tried to break his jaw. However, the siren saved the American. After the break, time regained parity. He raised the transfer and kept Royval on the ground for a long time, methodically working on the scores. The fifth round predetermined the outcome of the fight. Before the fifth round, the score in this confrontation was equal. Royval won the first and third round, and the Japanese on the second and third round. You can verify this by tracking the development of the events of the fight according to the course of the fight graphic from Stats Fight. Thus, the fifth round became decisive, and here the more experienced Royval showed his composure. He was noticeably more active and sharper than his opponent, which is perfectly confirmed by the G-Fight data, according to which the probability of Brandon's victory in this round is significantly higher than in Taira's 66% to 34%. Rating of the fight. Following the results of the fight, both fighters received high marks from Stats Fight Performance. Taira's rating was 8.0. The Japanese proved himself well in the fight, making 5 successful takedowns against one opponent and recording almost 11 minutes of control in the stalls against 158 for the American. Royval also received a score of 8.4. Brandon surprised in terms of hitting, significantly outbidding his opponent 143 to 75 in terms of the number of accurate strikes. Why wasn't Taira himself? Of course, Taira was considered one of the main avenues of the lightest division. His victory over Royval was taken for granted until today. However, the unexpected defeat by the American should not put an end to Tatsuro in the eyes of the fans. Taira didn't disappoint with his performance. Yes, he wasn't himself. However, despite the difficulties that arose during the battle, he showed character and followed the game plan to the last. But here it is worth paying tribute to Royval. The experience of big fights took its toll. When the fight between Royval and Taira was announced, it seemed that it was the winner of this confrontation who would become the next contender for the title fight in the UFC's lightest division, where Brazilian Alessandro Pantoja now rules. However, a few hours before the tournament in Las Vegas, UFC CEO Dana White made a loud announcement on the UFC 310 card, according to which Pantoja will have to fight debutant from Japan Kaya Sakura. Their fight for the best will take place in December this year. Thus, the Royval will wait for developments. Now it's likely that Brandon will have to go through another contender's fight in the division.